Hello my dear students, welcome to your social studies class. Today we are going to start a new chapter, agriculture, and the pages what we are going to cover today is page number 56 and 57. Let's see the points that is there in this chapter. The main important point is what do you mean by agriculture. Another important point is what are the different types of crops we have in our country. Then we have how the agricultural production has increased since independence and different types of agricultural activities. Today we will deal with the first 2 points, that are what do you mean by agriculture and what are the different types of crops we have in our country. So let's see the first point. What is that? What does agriculture mean by? Agriculture is the cultivation of land. Agriculture is the cultivation of land. You may be having doubt. You may be having doubt in the word cultivation. Cultivation means preparing the land or prepare and use the land for growing crops. What do you mean by cultivation? Preparing the land or prepare and use the land for growing crops. Who prepare the land and who use this land? Farmers. That is why most of the Indian, 2/3 of our Indians are farmers, and farming is our main occupation. Okay, so agriculture means cultivation of land. Cultivation means preparing and using the land for growing crops. Now let's move on to the next point. What are the different types of agricultural activities we have? One we have is horticulture. Next we have is livestock rearing and fishing. There are different other activities also, but you will learn these activities in the next video. I'll just give you a brief of what these activities mean by. Horticulture means cultivation of fruits, flowers, vegetables. Livestock rearing means animals that are used by farmers to do the farming. And fishing, you know definitely what is it, catching fish. Okay, so these are the 3 activities you will learn, but this will be learned in detail in your next video. Now just you have to know about the activities. Now let's see the next point. Why do we do the agriculture? What is the purpose of agriculture? What does it provide us? It provides food for the people as well as it provides raw materials for the industry. What do you mean by raw materials? This point. What do you mean by, food, right? So I don't need to explain that. What do you mean by raw material? Raw material means a basic material. For example, if I want to make a furniture, what is the basic material there? Wood. So wood is the raw material there. If you want to make tea, which is the basic material you have? Tea leaves, right? So that is the raw material. So agriculture provides food for the people as well as raw materials for the industry. Is it clear? So I'll repeat once more. Agriculture means cultivation of land. Cultivation, meaning of that is preparing the land for growing crops. And who prepares? Farmers prepare the land for growing crops, and that is why our main occupation of our country is farming. Next we learned about the agricultural activities. We learned there are activities like horticulture, livestock rearing and fishing. Then we learned about what does agriculture provide. It provides food for the people as well as it provides raw material for the industries. Now let's move on to the next one. Next question is, why can people grow many crops in India? Okay, what is the reason behind it? There are 3 main reasons. First one is India has a favorable climate. The climate what is needed for our crops, that is suitable for our country's climate. So we have a favorable climate. We have a moderate climate here. Moderate means which is suitable for the plants, for the crops. Then we have fertile soil. Fertile soil means the soil which is good for the crops, with lots of nutrients are there in the soil. So your crops can grow in a proper way. The next one is we have good irrigation facility. We have so many water bodies around, right? So all the irrigation means water supply to the farming field. So all the irrigation facilities are there for us. So these are the three main reasons. That is why we say in India many crops are grown. Okay, there are three main reasons. First one is we have a favorable climate, suitable climate for us. We have fertile soil. Fertile soil means the soil which is good for growing crops, and we have good irrigation facility. We have a good water supply system in our country, like canals, like ponds, rivers. Okay, so we have different kind of irrigation facilities in our country. So let's see the next point. Next point are the types of crops we have in our country. Which are the types of crops we have? The first type is food crops. Food crops, in the word itself it shows what is the meaning of food crops. Food crops means crops which are grown to be eaten. Okay, food crops means crops which are grown to be eaten, like rice, wheat, millets, jowar, bajra, ragi and pulses. Okay, so food crops means crops which are grown to be eaten, and the example of food crops are rice, wheat, millets and pulses. Okay, already in your textbook in page number 57 you can see a box right on top of your textbook. We have written the name of the food crops, in which country also it is cultivated. Okay, now let's see what are cash crops. Cash crops are those crops which are used in the industry or they are sold out in the market. So in the word itself, in the name of the crop itself, it shows it's a cash crop where you get the money. Okay, so either it will be given to the industry, there also you are getting cash. You will be sold these crops in the market, there also you are getting money. So cash crops are those crops which are given to the industries or sold out in the market. And the example of cash crops are sugarcane, jute, cotton, tea and coffee. Okay, all these are the example of cash crops. And the same page you can see which all states are cultivating these cash crops. Okay, if you want to say about the sugar cane, what is the use of sugar cane? By cultivating sugar cane, how do we get cash? We can process sugar from there. From the sugar cane we can make sugar as well as jaggery from that, right? From the jute, jute is an expensive thing, right? From the jute you can make bags, right? Carpets, so many different things you can make from the crop jute. What about cotton? You know it definitely, you can make clothes out of it. Then tea you know, coffee, what is the purpose of coffee you know, right? So these are the cash crops. So I repeat once more, there are two types of crops for us. First one is food crop, second one is cash crop. Food crops are those crops which are grown to be eaten, and the example we said rice, wheat, millets and pulses. Then we learnt about cash crops. Cash crops are those crops which are given to the industries or they are sold in the market. Those crops are called as cash crops, and the example of that is sugarcane, jute, cotton, tea and coffee. So we covered what do you mean by agriculture, what are the different agricultural activities we have, what do agriculture provide us, why do different types of crops are grown in India. The reason of that also we learned. There are three main reasons. We have a favorable climate, we have a fertile soil and good irrigation facility for us. Then we learn what are the different types of crops we have. that is food crop and cash crops. So today read the textbook correctly, page number 56 and 57. Underline the sentences what I have said to you. Read the textbook more than 2-3 times. And with this we wind our video. Thank you, my dear children.